Hello everyone, this is Tayde Aburto and welcome to the Tayde Aburto Show. Today I want to talk to you about tiny changes and how those tiny changes can help you accomplish extraordinary results in your life. Stay tuned. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch my very first YouTube video on my new channel, the Tayde Aburto Show. I appreciate it. I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed by the support that my friends and family have given me so far, the encouragement, because as you can imagine, it's not that easy to say like, oh, I'm just going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to start creating content. I don't think I'm going to have headaches over the content creation part, but I definitely want to put out some content that can be of value for some of you. And that content is going to come in different shapes and different forms, and it will probably evolve over the years as a result of the experiences and everything that I learn over the next few months and years. But, deciding the content, the title especially for the first video was a little challenging because I had all these ideas and all these different topics that I wanted to talk about, or the different creatives or content that I wanted to add in my first video. But I was like, no, you know what? I want to start with a video that pretty much encapsulates everything that I've been doing over the last 24 months. And especially last year, because of a pandemic and everything that we went through, I think many of us went through the process of like, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What can I change? Who do I need to talk to? What habits do I have that are stopping me from creating that wave of progress that I want to see in my personal and my professional life? Because you probably have heard it before. When you don't see progress in your life, that's when you start wondering, like, am I doing the right things? Or if you feel like you're doing the right things, am I doing it the right way? You start asking yourself a lot of questions. So I was having a conversation with a person that I really value his opinion, and he recommended me this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. I'm going to read a little paragraph of this book to you in a little bit. But before I get there, I want you to think about, for example, I'm gonna use I'm gonna go on a diet on Monday story, because many of us are like, yeah, I'm going to start my diet on Monday. I'll start my diet on Monday for sure. And that Monday never comes, and we go through that process for like 40 years. And finally, when you go to your doctor and your doctor tells you like, oh, your cholesterol is high, or this and that is bad, or whatever, you are like, okay, now I'm going to start exercising and I'm going to start eating well. So when you start exercising and you start eating well, you expect to get positive results in like 12 weeks or, 3 months, 4 months, whatever. When you have been exploding your body and damaging it for like 40, 30, 25, whatever. And you don't realize that if you just keep good habits in everything that you do in your life, you're never going to get in trouble pretty much with anything, right? And what I like about this book is a reminder of how important it is to work on those tiny things that are going to help you to create a habit, a good habit in your life that will be very beneficial in so many different levels, right? So before I read the paragraph of this book that I want to share with you. I have this little story I want to talk to you about. And this is the story of a person that called me last year. I get a lot of calls from entrepreneurs across the country that contact us for many different reasons. But the reason why I decided to share this story with you is because it was very motivating for me to hear it. When I felt like, I didn't have enough time to do something or whatever, then you hear all these stories of people like having two full-time jobs. And this is a story of Lara, by the way. Two full-time jobs, a single mom, two children, immigrant, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, you keep adding stuff, and she is a hero because of everything that she does, right? But how I ended up talking to Lara, it was because she lost one of her full-time jobs. And being a single mom with two children, living in a city with very high, with a very high cost of living, she started to get worried because she was like, how am I gonna pay for all my bills and take care of my children when I don't have this amount of dollars coming into my bank account on a monthly basis? So she started to get a little worried. One of her co-workers, suggested that she could start delivering food. So she joined one of the delivery food services, and she started to deliver food. And a few weeks after she started doing that, her car broke down. She goes to the mechanic. Mechanic tells her like, hey, Lara, if you want me to fix your car, it's going to be $875, which for her, it was almost like half of the income in one of the jobs that she had. So she said like, I can afford that. And the mechanic said like, well, my business had been very slow too, so I cannot fix it without the 875. So she came back home, and she was a little desperate, days passed by, etc. And she was browsing through her phone, and she ended up finding a guide that we put out a while ago. And then she watched one of our videos that we put out a while ago, and she ended up contacting me. And after our conversation, I suggested that she will explore the opportunity of selling one of her hobbies online. And one of her hobbies was flower arrangements. She loved putting together flower arrangements. So I told her, Laura, what if you just create one, take a picture, post it on your personal Facebook page, and say like, hey, starting from now, I'm creating these flower arrangements, and if you need one, contact me. I really need your support right now. Lost one of my full-time jobs. I need the income, and if you need one of these flowers arrangements, please reach out to me. So that's what she did. So short story is like, she was able to start generating enough money to compensate the lost position that she had at her other job. And what I'm going with this story is that when we feel like there isn't enough time in a day to do everything that we want, when we feel like there is no hope for an unfortunate situation, when we conduct an assessment of all the things that we're doing in our life, and we realize that there are opportunities to change some habits, from like not spending half an hour on social media to spending half an hour working on a flower arrangement, you realize that those tiny changes can have a very positive impact on everything that you do personally and professionally. And that's something that Laura did. And, she took action, and that action led her into generating that extra cash that she desperately needed. So if you allow me, I want to read this paragraph, which is very short, from this book that I recommend you, The Atomic Habits by James Clear. So James Clear says, in life, we have the power to decide what actions we want to take, what habits we want to nurture. In his book, James Clear says that if you want better results in your life, then forget about setting goals. Just listen to this. If you want better results in your life, then forget about setting goals. And we always set up goals. But when I was reading the book, there is one part of the book where he says, like, winners and losers set the same goals. If you are running for office, say you are running for president of the United States, both candidates have the goal of winning, but there is going to be one loser. So if you want better results in your life, then forget about setting goals. Focus on your system instead, he says. Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. And as I told you earlier, if you see progress in your life, you feel like you're going somewhere. You feel like you are accomplishing your goals, right? So focus on your system instead. Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. I have to repeat that because it's extremely important that you understand this part. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building system is to continue playing the game. It's your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. Being that said, my friends, tiny positive changes in your life will lead to extraordinary results. Start creating better habits in your personal and professional life to change your identity for greatness. Start focusing on who you wish to become. That is so powerful, extremely powerful. So if you're interested in learning more about the topic of the topic of building better habits in your life, get a copy of this book. If this is the only book that you read in 2021, trust me, you are going to see many positive changes in your personal and your professional career. And for me, it is a guide that it's going to help me to keep becoming better at what I do. It's helping me to implement better systems in everything that I'm working on. And in less than a month and a half, I have seen extraordinary results based on the changes, the tiny changes that I have made over the last few weeks. So I want to thank you for watching this short video. I'm working on other pieces of content as we speak. And like I said, the content that I create for this channel will be a little different for the one that we put out on, the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce website or the U.S. Business Association of E-commerce platform. This is more like a personal project to me, and like I said, I consider or I'm planning to have this channel for a while. But I'm gonna be forever grateful to you, my lovely viewers, if you can support me with a like and a subscribe. As part of the process. I have to do it. I'm going to be reminding you of how important it is to get that virtual support. And I think it's more like an encouragement, like if you see people subscribing to your channel and leaving comments, whether they are good or bad, because I know there are going to be critics and it's part of the process, and you kind of like get into that mindset where you know that you're going to be a lot of critics on your YouTube channel. So I'm ready for that, and I'm grateful for those that are going to take the time to leave their comments in the videos that I'm going to be posting. But for all my friends and my family, which I'm expecting to be the first one that support this effort, please subscribe. If you don't have a Gmail account, open one just for becoming part of this community. I'm going to create a system that is going to reward my subscribers in multiple ways. Okay, so probably in the next video, I'll provide a little more detail. But for now, I want to thank you for taking the time for watching this video. Make sure that you share it with some of your friends, especially just for this recommendation that I gave you. Trust me, after you read it, please leave your comments below. Let me know what you feel, what you think, what did you learn, how is this book having an impact in your life, what tiny changes are you working on, for the projects that you're working on or with your personal life. Please share it in the comments below after you get the book and you read it. Let me know what you think. I'm reading it for the second time because I think when there is such a great book like this, a second time is always in place, so you can pick up additional stuff that you then picked up the first time. So get a copy of the book, link below. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, I very much appreciate your support, and I hope that over the next few months and years, we can grow this channel together and we can have so many different cool experiences to share at many different levels. So thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Take care.